Fight!
Be right back! Slipstream! Over here! Out of over here! Slipstream! Out of slipstream! Over here! Out of the way! Shall we dance? Follow my lead! Here's the finale!
And may the power protect you all. It's morphin' time! Hunto! Hunto
SPD, emergency!
Stick together! Shall we dance? Follow my lead!
Show me your strength!
It should be on now.
What I seek is a use for my power beyond fighting. Three, two, one, fight!
See ya! Present for you! Slipstream! Over here! Out of slipstream! Over here! Rip! Shall we dance? Follow my lead! Here's the finale!
Ready!
Slipstream! Over here! Be right back! Slipstream! Over here! Out of the way! Shall we dance? Let's finish this! Maximum Ninjetti! Every frog has his day.
I didn't really play that game, so a lot of people really like that game, though. It's got a lot of story.
One, fight!
See ya!
Oops.
Over here! Slipstream! Out of over here! Shall we dance? Follow my lead!
I've got
Here's
this!
the finale!
SPD, emergency!
Naruto! Hadouken!
Protect you all. I've got you covered. Be right back. I'll be back. Slipstream out of sight. Overhead. Slipstream out of sight.
Cat stunners.
Be right back. Shall we dance? Follow my lead.
Check this
Here's
out.
the finale.
Megazord, ready!
I don't want to play ranked right now. The online in this game is really jacked up at the
That's how we
moment.
do it. Cat Ranger style.
Number of problems. The game disconnecting. Spectating doesn't work. Atom Super seems like it causes frame rate issues on anything that's not PC or PS5. So I don't want to play ranked, especially since I'm playing Atom. I'm gonna do some casuals and arcade.
One, fight!
I feel like playing this right now.
Over here. Over here. Out of the way. Over
Hadouken! Hadouken!
Shall we dance? Follow my lead. Here's the finale.
Back off! Shoryuken!
Cat stunners.
Not tomorrow, if that's what you mean.
Tatsumaki Serbuka!
Shall we dance? Follow my lead. Here's the
I don't have the cash for it. It comes out like tomorrow, I think. I'm flat broke till the first. I'm debating on getting it. I mean, this is really the only fighting game I really enjoy playing right now. And functionality-wise, this game is a lot better than Melty Blood because it has full crossplay. And I'd be playing on PC, and I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to drop $50 on something with no crossplay. Most people are probably going to be on PS4.
One, fight!
Be right back.
I mean, performance-wise, there's no difference, but I just hate paying for the online. I like never use my PlayStation. It collects dust in my room. I'm not about to go buy PS Plus to play that game.
Over here. Slipstream. Out of sight. Over here. Shall we dance? Follow my lead. Here's the finale.
Time for action.
So it's a real bummer that they don't have crossplay. They seem to be doing like everything right with that game. The marketing they've been doing has been really great, but I don't know if I want to drop a 50 on something with no crossplay these days.
Give me some cover.
Not always wise.
See ya. Slipstream. Overhead. Out of rip. Shall we dance? Follow my lead. Here's the finale.
Megazord, ready. On my mark. Honto!
Slipstream. Over here. Slipstream. Out of sight. More for time. Be right back. Tyrannosaurus. Shall we dance? Follow my lead. Here's the finale.
I've got this.
And not everybody likes this game. It's very combo heavy. It's really easy to get destroyed, and you know, it's
We'll never forget this.
presentation-wise, it's not great. But you can't deny that this game has pretty much everything a fighting game needs to succeed in this era, in my opinion. You got full crossplay. You've got spectator lobbies. Really, the only thing this game is missing, functionality-wise, is just replays. But this game, like, barely runs on the Switch as it is. The Switch port is... I wouldn't call it bad. It's fine for practicing, but... playing competitively, it's actually not a really great version. So, I think that's probably why this game doesn't have replays, but it has, like, everything else you need. It doesn't have a bunch of useless stuff, but... just like turning it on and playing it, it's easier for me to do that than any of the other fighting games right now. Of course, I really like the gameplay too, but... Also, this is the only fighting game on the market that lets you play higher than 60 FPS. You can play this game at like 300 FPS if you want. Over at the gaming lounge, they have like 244 hertz monitors. It's like, man, every fighting game should be like that. I'm just gonna play arcade and Switch games. There's no one on right now. The online's all messed up. Really hard to play this game online right now. It's ironic that I'm talking it up so much, and it's not in a good state right now. The Ninja Adam patch is very buggy.
This is...
Oops. Wrath. Ah, damn. Missed my conversion there.
I won't let you down. Shall we dance? Follow my lead.
Time for
Here's the
action.
finale.
gameplay-wise, Melty looks great, but I do think the lack of crossplay is really going to hurt it, because that's what's great about this game, is you can play it at pretty much any time zone, and there'll always be someone on. Because no one plays this game on PC, it's pretty much all console. I think PC and Stadia have the least amount of players.
Back. Tatsumaki Serpuka!
For you. I've got this.
Tatsumaki Serpuka!
For you. I got next. Shrek.
Honto! Hadouken! Tatsumaki Serpuka!
Ah, damn it.
Shall we dance? Follow my lead. Here's the finale.
Hadouken! Hadouken!
Over here. Slipstream. Out of over here. Out of the way. Slipstream. Out of sight. Shall we dance? Follow my lead. Maximum ninjetti power.
What's up, Dissidia? How you doing, man? Now, this game is very easy to get into. This game does a really good job of making it easy to just pick it up and play. It's just doing the stuff that I'm doing, and the players that are much better than me. You're still gonna get your ass beat. Out of all the like fighting games that have tried to be accessible, this one really nails it, in my opinion. I think it's one of its greatest strengths. Especially since they've been kind of doing what like a lot of other games have done. The DLC characters are a lot less homogenized. Dragon Ball FighterZ is kind of like that too. The Season 1 roster of that game was very homogenized. A lot of the characters had the same, combo path and everything.
Ready, Rangers?
They weren't really very unique besides how they looked. But they've, changed that over the lifespan of the game. They've done that here too.
Shall we dance? Follow my lead. Here's the finale.
Ready!
Shall we dance? Follow my lead.
Let's go!
Here's the finale.
And may the power protect you! Tatsumaki Serpuka! Honto! Hadouken!
Yeah, I'm doing good tonight too. Just gonna play some of my usual games tonight. I want to play this more, but the online is really... I wouldn't call it non-functional, but it's close. Number of problems with the network modes right now. I kind of felt like playing ranked tonight, ironically, but that's not a good time to do it. It's actually unfair to play ranked right now because I'm on PC, and Adam's Super causes really bad performance issues. on everything but the most modern consoles.
Shall we dance? Follow my lead.
Here's the emergency. It's morphin' time.
Shall we dance? Follow my lead.
Crimson Hawk Ranger!
Protect you all.
Over here. Slipstream. Out of stop. Over here. Rip it. Saw that coming.
Hadouken! Hadouken! Hadouken!
See ya.
It's like this is ranked. Playing the AI right now, by the way.
Shall we dance? Follow my lead. Here's the
Check this out.
Fuck. Which one, the fighting game? I don't. Which one, the fighting game or the beat 'em up? So there's like 5 different versions of the beat 'em up.
2, 1.
That's like the Skyrim beat 'em up right there. They ported and upgraded that game like so many times. They made a successor to that game, but it wasn't very good. What was the problem with Grand Blue? Bad netcode is the main one. And then the game has a lot of DLC, so hard to get into.
Follow my lead.
Which is ironic because the game's supposed to be accessible, but the bad netcode and the
I'll be back.
tons of expensive DLC really prevented people from really playing it.
Slipstream. Out of stop. Over here.
The DLC is like, I think it's like triple the cost of the game. Not triple, but like more than the price of the game. And it has shitty netcode too, so not a lot of reason to really give that game much of a chance. And they don't put effort into functionality. I've wanted to try that game, but I never have money when it's on sale.
Shall we dance? Follow my lead. Here's the finale. I'll be back. Shall we dance? Follow my lead. Here's the finale.
Yeah, this game's DLC is much less expensive, but it does have... It has the same problem that a lot of the other modern fighting games have, where buying the base game by itself is, like, there's no point.
2, 1. Fight!
And all the characters are really good in this game, too, so... It's not like Dragon Ball FighterZ DLC, where there are some characters that people really didn't even like playing, so... Didn't need to have them.
Over here. Slipstream. Out of Over here. Out of the way. See ya. Over here. Slipstream. Out of over here. Slipstream. Out of Rip. Shall we dance?
I've always hated this character. I hate fighting him. The Mastodon Sentry. So just annoying. Typical annoying zoning character. I don't think anybody likes fighting this character. Just keep you away forever. Yeah, you're done now. Nope. Yeah, I mostly wanted to try it for the single-player mode, but the game is it's like $40 on sale. I'm not paying that much. I like this game a lot better. I did like Marvel Infinite. I did play that a lot too. That game had good netcode as well, but died off really fast. Pisses me off how they sold that. You can find interviews of them saying that game was going to be supported for years to come. They did one season and then dropped support. Like, okay, where's that years to come? Because I sure as hell did not get that when I bought that game. They did one season pass and then just stopped. But this game is better than Marvel Infinite anyway. It's obviously a less, marketable IP, but I fucking love Tokusatsu. Been watching it my whole life, so.
Follow my lead. Here's the finale.
Back off. You have failed. Megazord.
Yeah, I hear it's fun, but I'll only buy that game when it's like $20. Probably get some fun out of it for that price. I wish this game had stuff like that. This is pretty much just a no bullshit fighting game. It's fun to play, it works. Doesn't have big budget modes and stuff, but the game fucking works during a pandemic. You can't say that for a lot of the other games right now.
Shall we dance? Follow my lead. Here's the finale.
Yeah, that's what's killing that game too, is the pricing. It doesn't even have a good try it out price. It's like $40 on sale.
Fight.
Out of my way.
And there's all the DLC too, which is like $90. Leave it on sale, the game's gonna cost you over $100.
Shall we dance? Follow my lead. Here's the finale. I'll be back. Shall we dance? Follow my lead. Here's the finale. Out of sight. Over here. Slip street. Out of sight. Out of my way. Mine. Over here. Slip street. Out of sight. Over here. Out of the way. See ya!
Out of my way.
Slipstream! Over here! Slipstream!
Damn it! Drop the easiest part. I'm gonna try to infinite him.
Shall we dance?
Too late. You gotta land an EX because it gives you the crumble.
Over here! Slipstream! Over here! Out of the way! Be right back!
Boy, this gameplay is not very good tonight.
Out of my way.
Bad gameplay night again. They really buff the AI. They're like they're not on par with. They're not on par with a person, but they actually do optimal combos. I think like the last patch, they buffed their AI, which is nice. It's not like there's a shortage of people playing this. It's just right now there is because the online is all messed up. There's like just a laundry list of issues with this patch. I felt like playing ranked tonight, but it's kind of unfair for me too, because I have an advantage being on PC right now, because I'm not susceptible to all the glitches with Adam. It only happens on the consoles. They're like banning him from tournaments right now. It's that bad. They're banning him from tournaments because not everybody can play him right now. You can play him, but you can't do his super, and it's bad for everybody. Well, if both players are on console and you do super, then the game becomes unplayable and it starts eating your inputs. If you're on PC and the other person uses it, then their frame rate is bad, but you don't have a problem at all. I guess they didn't QA this patch very much, but it's really hard for them to change anything in this game because it's crossplay with everything. So they have to patch everything at once. They can't do normal small game shit where it's like, well, PC gets the patch and then console gets it a month later. They don't have that luxury. I hope that they'll fix it this week, but I mean it's already Tuesday, so I don't know if they will. I really felt like doing netplay tonight, but it's just not in the cards right now. The Castlevania Advance Collection, yes, I love those games. I just don't have the funds for it right now. Oh, I might grab that in a few days. ActRaiser, no, I'm not going to get that one. That game it looks like it's very polarizing. It's also like, it feels like it's like 10 times the length of the original. I feel like the first game was like the perfect length, but they had to go pad it out, and the sim parts look really boring. The sim parts in the original game were actually pretty engaging for what they were, especially for how old the game is. There weren't really a lot of multi-genre games back then, but that game did it really well. But apparently most people, they really hate what they did to the simulation parts. The normal like action part actually does look quite a bit better. They've modernized it a little bit. You have more than like one sword slash. That part looks pretty good. Graphically, it's a very ugly game. I think they really dropped the ball on the art style.
Behold the art of Bushinryu.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna buy that one. I've seen enough footage on it to know I would hate playing it. I'd rather just play the original again. But if it sells well enough and they do ActRaiser 2, ActRaiser 2 has no simulation stuff. It's just a straight action game. A lot harder to screw that up. It's just weird how the game, like, it looks worse and it plays worse. At least the sim part. It plays worse than... It plays worse than the original. The original had a very clean, beautiful pixel art style, and this one looks really cheap in comparison. And I grew up with that game too. I played a lot of ActRaiser as a kid. But even people who haven't played it before are saying, kind of just parroting what all the fellow old folks like me are saying. I grew up with it. Not a bad game, it's just they tried to pad it out too much. And it doesn't look appealing, so it's got that going against it too. It's not that it's unappealing, it's just that it looks worse than the old game, and the old game is like literally 30 years old. Like, you can't defend that. There's no way to defend that. Like that's a launch Super Nintendo title, so like 1990. That's about as old as you can get for that generation. And it looks worse. I would look past the graphics, but I watched an ActRaiser speedrunner. That guy has the world record on ActRaiser, the original. And watching him play, and it took him like 15 hours to finish that game. And almost all of it was the sim part. Not for me. Maybe if they like patch it up or something. But people were saying it has a lot in common with like a mobile game with like constant tutorials and stuff. Wouldn't be surprised if they planned it to be mobile, which is why it looks so ugly. Then they realized they probably would make more money if they just made it a single purchase game. Also because mobile's a really cutthroat market. The mobile games that have gameplay like don't get any recognition. All the ones that like literally play themselves and have no gameplay are crazy popular. That's why SNK went back to making console games, because their stuff wasn't doing well. It doesn't matter how good your game is, it has to compete with like literally every other mobile game that exists. Not just like big AAA stuff like Genshin Impact, but like whatever else people are playing. You have to pry them away from that, and it might be Genshin Impact, or like some of the stuff I play, like Punishing Great Raven or Pinnacle of Combat, but it might be like something mundane like Solitaire. Pick someone put $8 grand into a Solitaire game or something. Doesn't matter how much better your Solitaire game is. Like, your competition is that. In every other game. It really does look like that ActRaiser game was mobile at some point, though. I wouldn't be surprised if it was. Then they realized that it would probably have like 3 players and shut down in 2 months. I think with mobile games you have to get past like the first couple months, and if you don't, then the game shuts down. Surprised PSO2 New Genesis hasn't shut down. I really don't think they can save that game. Like, everything is wrong with that game. The combat, the open world, the lack of content. People complain about the lack of content. I'm like, if they didn't dumb down the combat so much, I'd still play it.
Perfect.
Like, the core gameplay mechanic, which is killing shit, is just, like, not fun in that game compared to the I don't think they'll be able to save that game. It would have to be, like, a Final Fantasy XIV type revamp, like relaunch. I don't think updates can save that game. I really don't. I'm saying this as somebody who loves PSO2. I played that game for like 9 years on the Japan server. I don't have faith in it anymore. I really think they fucked it up. I'd love to be proven wrong, but all the signs are there. There's barely anybody playing it, and the feedback's not really being, feedback's not being taken. They're not really listening. I understand content takes time. A lot of gamers don't understand that. Like, you're always going to clear content faster than it takes to make it. Unless it's a super grindy game where there's like time walls or paywalls or both. Like, you could pay an intern to just make it so that you're not stuck in animations all the time in that game, which is like the worst part of it. Like, that right there would get me to come back. But they can't even be bothered to do that, and everybody complains about it. I don't expect them to crap out content so fast. I understand it takes time to do that, but when you have, like, problems with the core gameplay mechanic, which is the combat, and you just don't fix it for months, it really doesn't give me a lot of confidence that I should be wasting time playing your game. A lot of the characters feel really stiff. Not characters, but classes. They feel incredibly stiff. Because you're animation locked all the time. In a game where you're in a big open world, for one thing, and you have most of the enemy cast roster, they run away from you all the time. Like, they do like these big ass backsteps and they shoot you. And you can't cancel out of animations, so you're just stuck. They've been working on that game since 2017. How did nobody tell them, like, why did you screw up the cancel timing? Like, you had that right, like, back in 2011. How did you screw that part up? The rest I can understand, but... You want people to run around a dead open world killing the same 6 monsters for months with no content, then that combat had better be the best thing ever, and it's not, which, in my opinion, is the core problem. PSO2 was a drip feed when it came out as well, and the international players didn't really have to experience that, but I did. I mean, I play Punishing Grey Raven. That game is like a year behind the other servers. It's a year behind the China server. But it's fun to play. It doesn't take that much of my time, even though they update really slowly. The combat is so good, and it keeps me coming back. It just feels tone deaf to me to, like, not even bother fixing the combat when it doesn't require making any new content. Like, make what's there better.
You start in, I'll take you downtown.
Yeah, but Final Fantasy XIV was shit when it came out too. That game was getting panned by everybody to the point where they had to shut it down. Yeah, PGR's like a year behind.
Hurricane spinner! Tornado spinner!
So this Final Fight LNS Ultimate.
Alright! Say! Say! Going nowhere! Yeah! Going nowhere! Tornado spinner! Say!
PC.
Ora! Perdón! Tornado spinner! Hurricane spinner! Perdón! Perdón! Right going nowhere! Hurricane spinner! Right going nowhere! Hurricane spinner! Say! Right going nowhere! Right going nowhere! Hurricane spinner! Say! Say! All right! Perdón! Perdón! Say! Hurricane spinner! Right going nowhere! Tornado spinner! Safe! Safe! Right there, nowhere! Hurricane spinner! Safe! Safe! Right there, nowhere! Hurricane spinner! Safe! Safe!
Perfect.
Gotta respect the law. Yes, that!
Yeah, PGR's like it's like over a year behind.
I represent law and order.
They did the thing they did with a lot of those foreign action games where they launch it with like nothing, and they take like months to catch up to the point where people are playing on other servers in languages they don't understand. But I never really played the game. I did play on the Chinese servers for a little while, but I didn't spend any money, so I didn't really see any reason to play on there. I don't have that financial attachment to it. KOF All-Star, playing that game when it came out in Global was pretty cool because they caught up to all the versions in like a couple months. It was less than a year, I think. To the point where they're all they all get updates the exact same day, which out of all the service games I played over the years, I've never seen that happen before. New Genesis does that too, but that like barely counts because they've done like almost nothing to that game. Also, New Genesis is separated. The Japan server can't interact with the global one. But like I said, that game has really solid combat. There's enough to do. You're not on it for that long every day, but there's enough to do. And the combat is so good that I can look past the fact that they update at a snail's pace and, you know, the stamina doesn't really let you play that much. Which is a valid complaint. Stamina in that game is probably the worst I've seen out of any of those kinds of games. Remember when people used to complain about DFO? You can only play that for like 90 minutes. Like, dude, you can play PGR for like 20, 30 minutes if you're lucky. That's with like multiple stamina, like extra stamina too. No, I haven't played DFO for years. I hated the direction that game was going. I stopped playing it ages ago. I haven't logged into that game for like 5, 6 years. That game just turned into a generic Korean MMO. I wasn't for it anymore. I did hear they have some more fun, like, single-player content, but it just becomes just one-shotting everything. And then all the endgame content is just fighting a bunch of armor, so... Yeah, and the hell mode grind too, just like doing the same 60 seconds, 45 to 60 seconds of a level over and over for a chance to get a drop. And the pool of items is like so large, you have a better chance of like winning the lottery than getting what you need. I actually watched somebody, I don't think he plays much anymore, but he used to be a DFO streamer. This was a couple years ago, I don't know how much better it is now, but he went like... I think he went like six or more months not getting the drop he wanted. And he was a whale too, so he had way more chances to do the hell mode than a normal player would. And it took him months to do it, and that was like what made me like, okay, I'm just not ever gonna have an optimized character in this game. I could like destroy my entire backlog in the time it would take to get one good item. And for what? Just to do more damage. Because that's all the end game is just how much damage you stack. It's not really much skill anymore, it's just getting around the gimmicks. Goes without saying, but when you take a beat 'em up, and as it progresses you just give everything hyper armor, it stops being a beat 'em up. KOF All-Star, ironically, had the same problem. That's why I stopped playing that game. If you build your game around hyper armor and you make your character responsive, it's completely fine. It can still be fun. But the foundation of your game is around enemies reacting to attacks, and then you take that away randomly for endgame content. And that the endgame content is the only thing that's relevant, then the game stops functioning. Yeah, exactly. They make a lot of money off that stuff, though. People don't want to actually play the game. They just want to one-shot everything, which is fine. I mean, I don't have a problem with people doing that. People can play games however they want. It's just when catering to those people and only those people, and not people like me who actually like beat 'em ups and stuff. That's where the problem comes from. KOF All-Star kind of got that way too. It just became a whale game. Hello, Trevor. How you doing? Yeah, you just one-shot everything, and it's not a beat 'em up anymore. Exactly. It's just a generic Korean MMO cosplaying as a beat 'em up. Hey, thank you! Yeah, I'm just chilling tonight. A lot of the indie games I used to play got updated, so I'm checking them out tonight. I wanted to play Battle for the Grid, but the online's all messed up right now, so kinda had to change my plans. I really just wanted to play Grid tonight, but playing that game right now is it's a mess. It's probably not going to be fixed this week. I would be surprised if it was. It's really hard for them to fix stuff in that game. I saw this got updated a couple times. I haven't played this for like 3 patches, so wanted to try this out. Oh man, Heartsar. Heartsar is a good game. How you doing, Mawagre? Yeah. Well, I did hear that. I did hear that they have a new director for DFO, and I think he said that he was gonna try to address all the hyper armor. I really don't know how you can possibly address it at this point. It's like beyond repair. The game's been like that for like 7 years now. If that does happen, maybe I would go back to it. I don't really think there's much they can do about it, though. It's too far gone. So they have to appease the whales that just want to one-shot everything, and they're what makes the money. I'd be surprised if they did do something drastic like that, but yeah, that just does not work. It's been proven time and time again. That game was one of the first ones to have that kind of design, but it's happened countless times. KOF All-Star is a lot like that right now too. Actually, hold on, that's a long message. Yeah, I hear the economy is all jacked up in New Genesis right now. I haven't really played the game in months, but I've heard a lot of people talking about that. Pretty much only whales can use the cash shop, so they basically control the economy. Oh, you're playing the original game. Yeah, the economy in that is gone. I don't understand why they didn't just keep the old game going. That would have worked so much better than what they're doing right now. Like, they basically just killed the old game overnight. They just basically said, like, well, the game's in maintenance mode now, we're never gonna update it again. It's like, why didn't you just keep the old game going? That way people would have a reason to keep playing. Like, I understand it takes time to make content and stuff, but you have, like, a full game right there. That you could just add, like, you know, new weapons or something. It doesn't have to be, like, whole new content. I don't know, their whole design decisions with that game it just makes no damn sense. It really doesn't. Why are you pushing people away from the game that has 9 years of content to play a new version of the game with worse combat that has, like, a couple hours of content? Like, you should want people to interact with the old game, and it takes, like, no money to do that. There have been other games that have done that kind of thing too, which is what's really weird about it. It's like most people don't want to just leave behind the old game. They actually want to stick with it. They have like memories and stuff attached to the game. They don't want to leave it right away, but that's pretty much what they did. They just killed it. Weird. I'll never begin to understand why they're running that game the way they are. No new emergency quests or anything, just like add new weapons or like new events or something to play in there. I don't think the base is amazing at all. I think the combat is incredibly dumbed down. But hey, if you enjoy it, I'm not gonna talk shit. I just think the combat is dumbed down and stiff and unresponsive. Yeah, when they were marketing the game, they're like, oh, well, the old game's not going anywhere. It's like, well, that implies that you're actually going to maintain the game still. Not just kill it off instantly. That's not the impression I got when they announced that, but that's exactly what they did. I'm sure it's a classic example of shareholders. You know, the suits need their money. They need to buy another yacht. They need to go on another paid vacation for 6 months. So they forced the dev team to put it out before it was ready. But then they also made the boneheaded decision to completely kill off the old game, which is a big part of the problem too, more than people are willing to admit. The games don't have any connection at all. I can get why they didn't want to like make it so you could grind money in both games, because that would screw up the economy. There should at least be like events or something. Really, the only reason to play the original is just because the gameplay is better, and to get costumes. Because the costumes are the only thing that carries over. I don't even know how you play both games. I'm glad that you do. I'm glad that you like both games, but I don't know how you do it. The original game is so much more responsive. You can actually cancel out of animations. You're not in animation lock all the time. It's like a night and day difference for me. The new Genesis just feels so dumbed down in comparison. Metroid Dread, yeah, I'll be doing that for sure. Definitely will be doing that. That will definitely happen. Melty Blood, I'm not sure on. Especially since my earnings are going to be a lot less than this month in October. I don't know how many $50 games I can cough up the money for. So I have other shit to pay for too. Bills and groceries and all that good stuff. But, you know, Nintendo games never go on sale for more than like $10 off, so that's a safe one I can buy. I don't think Melty Blood will keep its value. I'm not like too hype about getting it right away. actually don't have that many bills. Mostly just rent and stuff for the channels. Mostly internet bill. I live on a very low income. I don't have a car payment or anything like that. But I also have supplemental income from my neighbor, which pretty much just pays for some of the games. I don't get paid that much over there. They don't have a lot of income to really pay me that much either. It's funded a lot of games. Most famously was, I applied for a DMC5 review key and I didn't get it because, you know, big companies like that, they want, like, the huge channels, not small ones like mine. And, they sent me their rejection email, so I ended up taking the money that I earned from my kitty sitting and I just paid for the game. I paid for the deluxe edition. Actually, no, I didn't get deluxe. I don't think I got deluxe. I think I just got the base. That's mostly what the kitty sitting pays for. Some of the games on here. But my mobile controller is giving out. It's got analog stick drift, so I'm debating if I want to spend some of the channel funds on that. But I'm like, I kind of don't want to because my phone streams don't generate any income. I think it's better to just buy a clip for the controller I already have. Put that money towards like Metroid or something. They pay me in cash, so I buy like gift cards with it for like some of the Switch games. I have a very low profit margin on here. Very low. It's giving me crap items. It's poop. If I didn't have my disability, I would have stopped doing this ages ago, because it doesn't pay for itself. Especially when I'm doing, like, AAA price games, like, every month, sometimes 2 or 3 of them. Like, if all I had was this income and my kitty sitting income, I could not run this channel the way I do right now, where I do, like, on average, like, at least 2 new games a month. That's pretty much how this kind of thing works. You have to have some kind of backup. You can't just... you can't just go quit your job and spend, like, $5 grand on a computer and expect to make any money. It doesn't work that way. Even having savings is, like, not enough, really, unless you get very lucky. You need to have some kind of backup. Like, one of the worst things you can do is like quit your job and spend like a couple grand on a computer, like the best streaming equipment. Hey, thank you. That means a lot. I know people want to help but can't, but just watching my stuff really does help, and I know that's generic, fake positivity content creator shit that a lot of channels say, but it actually is true for me. It really helps my case getting review keys, and review keys have become a big part of this channel. How I can play like new games and stuff. So I don't have anywhere near the budget to like buy like $3 $60 games every month. I don't. People watch stuff like this, and it really does help me out. I know that people like to parrot that all the time, like, oh, you know, it's like bullshit. And donating is the best way to help, yes, but it is not the only way. There are ways to support creators that don't cost you anything, which is like just watching their stuff every day. Helps me to get more keys, which is more content for you guys that doesn't cost me anything. It costs me time in some of the games I don't like, but you know, money-wise, it's free. That saves me a lot. It allows me to do more than I normally could. So thank you for being a regular. You're helping way more than you think. I feel disgusting saying that because everybody likes to parrot that off. We like to act like donating is not the best way. Of course it's the best way, but shouldn't gatekeep people and tell them the only way they can help is by donating. That's bullshit too. Just being here and watching really does help. Because I take those videos that did well, especially of indie games, and I email the people that are the publishers or whatever. They see the numbers and they just give me the key. Thank you guys for what you do. Hey, thank you. I'm not into Monster Hunter, but yeah, I watched the Nintendo Direct. I watched the Direct. I have a lot of friends that like Monster Hunter, and they all kind of stopped playing Rise because it didn't have content. Feels like they released it like half-finished, so... Not my kind of game, but hopefully it gives people what they want. Monster Hunter with no content is, not much better than New Genesis is. The whole appeal of those games is that you can play them for, like, hundreds of hours on a one-time purchase. I feel like if a Monster Hunter game doesn't have much content, then it's kind of failed. Like, people buy those games at full price expecting to get, like, a couple hundred hours out of the minimum. When you release one that people can completely clear out in, like, a couple dozen, then that's not good. Hopefully they'll address that. Kind of have my doubts, though. It seems like I don't know much about it myself, but it feels like it would have to be like a massive expansion. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. It's like devoid of content. A lot of it is COVID, and, you know, the suits that run the companies push out shit before it's ready. It's really not the fault of anybody who actually, like, just making the game. Like, actually programming it and shit. It's the fault of shareholders and stuff. They never seem to understand that if you just make sure a game actually fucking works at launch, and depending on the kind of game, you don't clear it too fast, then you make more money. And when a game is devoid of content, or it's buggy and broken and half done, then people are just gonna wait for a sale. Because there's no incentive to pay full price for it. But they don't seem to understand that. That's one thing I will give Tales of Arise. That game has, like, almost no bugs. I didn't like the game myself, but, I mean, it worked. I'm not sitting here waiting for patches. It's a complete game. Complete, functional game. Shouldn't have to applaud things like that, but that's the kind of, climate we're in right now. Yeah, why does a turn-based spin-off of Monster Hunter have more content than the mainline one, the big moneymaker? That is very strange. Oh, that run was dead. Got nothing but junk. I think I'll play something else. Switch games. I'll go for a little bit longer. I slept a lot today, so I don't have anything to do today, pretty much, besides usual stuff. Run the channel and feed the cats. That's really my two responsibilities today. So let's see if I feel like playing something else. I don't really know what builds to go for that game. I should probably like look into that before I before I play it anymore. We got a bunch of stuff unlocked though. I'm reading up on DFO right now. I'm curious. Someone came in here earlier. They were talking about it. I'm curious if they actually did anything they promised. I probably would not go back to it. I think I'm good with PGR and Pinnacle. So those games like take like no time, and I can play them over at my other job, which helps those games cases too. I can play it over there and be done with it. I'm already over there anyway, so it's like doing two things at once. Yeah, I'm curious if they actually did fix the game. I guess I'll pull this up so you guys don't have dead air. Hold on. I'll pull this up. I'm looking at it right now. I'm morbidly curious. Morbidly curious. And I'm pretty tired. I don't know how much more sweaty gaming I can do tonight. I'm getting pretty exhausted. Hold on. No, I flushed that game. I flushed that game. It was boring. I wasn't enjoying playing it. I played it for like an hour, and then I read reviews basically saying that it was just doing the same thing. Yeah, that was an easy flush. Especially since I paid like $1 to play it on Game Pass. And I didn't feel like I needed to see it through like I did with Arise, which I paid full price for. It's a lot easier to flush games when you pay like barely anything for them. When you're paying like $90 for a deluxe edition and you hate the game, it's like part of you feels like you still need to play it. And like when you play it on Game Pass and the first like 90 minutes of it is not engaging you, it's like, well, I think the best thing to do at that point is to just uninstall it. I do think people stress about their backlogs too much. It's like if you paid like nothing for those games and you only play them for like an hour, you've made your money back. I mean, you could spend like $30 on a pizza and kill it in like 20 minutes of eating it. It's one thing if you're buying everything like $65 and you don't play it, then you've got a serious problem. But if you paid like nothing for it, you should not force yourself to suffer through it. Like if you don't like it anymore, like you really have no requirement to keep playing. There definitely are people who do that though. They buy like full price games and then don't play them. Hey, that's awesome. Yeah, that's an awesome weapon. Hope you enjoy. Yeah, I'm honestly sick of reading all the theories about that game. I'm like, I want them to talk about the mechanics. The first game story was pretty good for what it's worth, but the second one is just a clusterfuck. And if this is truly the last game like they're saying, I don't have a lot of confidence that they'll end the story properly. The second game is all this like time paradox shit going on. It's like just needlessly confusing. But that's all anybody's talking about. I'm like, I want to hear about the mechanics. Because if the story sucks, then, I'll still have the gameplay to fall back on, but I don't think they're really going to start talking about it anytime soon. I think they're probably going to drip feed it. And you know how character action games are too. The marketing is usually pretty bad. They don't really give keys, or they don't invite people to events that like actually know how to play, so it always ends up being you're not really going to see anybody actually use the mechanics properly in most cases, unless like they do that, but it's so rare for them to. You're going to get a lot of people. A lot of the sites will put out footage of someone button mashing. Any other JRPGs? No. I still have East 9 to finish. I haven't touched Scarlet Nexus. Destiny Remake is like fully translated now, so I wanted to play that. I think I've got enough JRPGs for the rest of the year. It's just I'm kind of like giving that genre a break for a number of reasons. The first is that I just did 2 Tales games back to back. Now you might be wondering, where's the other Tales game? Tales of Innocence R got an English patch recently, and I have a legal copy of that game from like years ago. So I ripped that copy and I played it through it in English with the patch. I don't want to start another JRPG right now. I'm going to get burnt out. And also Metroid Dread is in like a week, so that's where most of my my time is going to be going to. It's playing that game. After I finish that, I don't think there's much else really happening next month, so I might want to do another JRPG, but I've already got enough of them lined up. I'm just kind of saving them for the right time when I don't have anything interesting to play, because last month I did like barely any new games, and it really hurt my metrics. So I want to at least have something interesting to watch, not just service games. It was very relaxing to do that last month, but my revenue really took a massive hit. So I got to find a better balance. I need to find a better balance. And I think after I take some time off JRPGs, I have a lot of them lined up to play. I don't like to do too many of them at once because they're a massive time investment, and then I have like a new game coming out in a week, so I kind of need to. I don't want to start one right now. I might do East 9 actually. I don't have that. I'm like more than halfway through that game. I might just go ahead and knock that one out, and then I'll still have Scarlet Nexus and Destiny Remake to do. They intend to add more basic dungeons, which can be done solo or party. Huh. Astria Ascending, what is that? What is that game? Holy shit, look at this. Damn. It's so complicated to play this game, and it's just all the gear is just more damage. I heard they have some good single-player content in this game now. I might be stupid enough to reinstall. I wouldn't spend any money on it, but to the exponent strength of 100 cap equipment, he can now do up to trillion damage. The damage has been compressed by the 1,000. What? They did like a number squish? What? Yeah, if you think I have too many 9s in my username, look at this. Look at this. That's like triple the amount of 9s in my username. They cut it down by half. What? When did this happen? Yeah, he did like trillions of damage. It's like this Gaia. I think that's actually a pretty welcome change. Oh, this is actually stuff I'd like to read. We strongly believe that the dungeons must require complex elements other than simple high damage output. Yeah, that's why I stopped playing. The game starts to feel monotone. Exactly. Huh. I don't even know if I could even get into my account. That's the thing. Like, I don't know if I can. Because the authenticator was on my old phone. I do still have my old phone. Well, seems like they're making some good changes. I don't know if I would bother coming back, but that's interesting stuff. At the same time, all the other service games I wanted to play are a mess. I just feel like that director's got his work cut out for him. Because, like, the entire lifeblood of DFO has become people just want to one-shot things. They don't want to interact with the bosses, they don't want to do combos, they just want to one-shot things. I feel like changing it is a slippery slope, but at the same time, the game is it's already ancient at this point. It actually is one of the longest running MMOs that's still active. It's pretty much like that. Warcraft, Lineage, Final Fantasy XI, and then like Ragnarok. There's like 5 other games that have been around as long. I just wonder what direction the sequels are going to go to, because they've already announced like a bunch of other sequels and stuff. Hopefully they design it with that new design philosophy in mind, and they don't screw it up. Because I don't want to get invested in a game, one of the new games, and like actually fighting the enemies and stuff, and not just one-shotting stuff, but then they realize that doesn't make money. So they turn it into usual Korean MMO design. I think I'm just gonna stop there. I'm getting pretty tired. Yeah, RuneScape's been around a long time too. Yeah, there's like less than a dozen games that have been around as long as DFO. It would be cool if they could turn that game around, but I think it's too late. I really do. Just one-shotting things and like not playing the game has been so ingrained in the game's meta for about half of its lifespan now. All that stuff I was reading sounds really good, but yeah, I think I'm gonna hop off. It's already like 2:30 in the morning. I kind of forgot how late I started tonight. Let's see, today, adult responsibility-wise, I have jack shit to do besides normal stuff. I might actually go back to East 9. I think people would actually like watching that. I think I can finish that before Dread comes out. It's a pretty short game, so there's that. There's the mods for Kingdom Hearts 3. I kind of wanted to play that again. I'm not a big Kingdom Hearts fan, but that mod is pretty cool. That won't take that long either. I'll try to fit in a house stream. Actually, I won't be doing a kitty sitting stream tomorrow because one of the streams I like to watch, he streams on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, so he will be on tonight. I'll do a house stream. I probably won't bother with Grid. I probably will just play like my service games and some of the other shit I'm playing right now. I'll see if I want to finish East 9 or just mess around with mods. I'll see you guys later. Good turnout tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm pretty tired, so I should probably get some rest. And the faster I get rest, the faster I can come back and stream for you guys. So yeah, thanks for watching.